So I was watching Status Quo, Jordan Sheridan, and he said that there may have been some shenanigans. Remember we talked about Tim Canova, Jordan Sheridan, if you're checking out this video. We did in fact talk about Tim Canova, but I dismissed it because I saw 4.7% of the vote. There's no way Wasserman-Schultz and company would try anything. Anything. 4.7, that is audacity beyond, steal 10% of the vote. Because I didn't realize that Tim Canova only lost by 12 percentage points to her the last time he ran against her. So it's not like somebody voted for Tim Canova last time and then just forgot who he was. Oh, that's an independent. I can't remember voting for. They're going to remember, and more likely than not, they're going to vote for him a second time because they already knew the corruption involving Wasserman-Schultz. Plus, he's going to pull in independent voters. So, maybe I jumped the gun. Is it possible? Is it possible? The other day, I got a comment. I wasn't able to deactivate the comments because they sort of upgraded me, if you will, to YouTube Beta Studio, whatever. And I on my phone, I couldn't figure out how to. I had to download the app anyway. I couldn't figure out how to disable the comments. So a comment stuck through John Smith. A real name? Are you a police officer? Are you an officer of the law? Because he said, shows his knowledge of the law. You can't be recording people. It's a crime to be recording people without their consent. That was his comment. Hey, John Smith. There has to be a reasonable expectation of privacy. There's not a reasonable expectation of privacy when I'm ever around, baby. And so you're absolutely wrong. In a public area, it can absolutely be done. Ooh. And if John Smith is ever in my neighborhood, I'm gonna be recorded. I'm gonna do upskirt shots on John Smith. I'm gonna do everything I can to expose him for the fraud that he is. So I generally don't talk about work, but I couldn't resist this time because one of the strangest situations, maybe the strangest situation in all my years of working in hotels. I have seen it all, baby. I have seen it all. And I've seen deaths, overdoses, strange, mysterious deaths that weren't solved, where the guy just died, 23-year-old guy, business guy, traveling for work, his whole life ahead of him, going to be a huge success. Dies mysteriously in his hotel room, no explanation, they say food poisoning, no vomit. Well, anyway, that's a different story for a different time. But, so my coworker yesterday says, this guest wasn't checked in. At this hotel, you can't check the guest in unless you have a valid form of paper. Literally cannot be checked in, which I don't like that. So they're in the room, but they're not checked in. She said she asked them to bring down a credit card. It never happened. I kept asking them, very nicely here and there all night. Oh, when you get a chance, could you bring down a credit card? Finally at 11:40, it was late in the night. This guy appears and he says, oh yeah, just wait, I have to wait for my roommate and then we'll get it for you. I end up leaving around 1 a.m., still hadn't been down. And so my coworker, in passing as she left, she's like, okay, these people are characters. They were
this is the Littleton downtown station.
Or something
Next
like that
stop,
during
Mineral.
breakfast. So there was this girl with pigtails, blonde. I hate to be trashy. The blonde was very trashy looking. Very trashy looking. And then there was a brunette that I think was with him.
This
and
is the D-line to
trashy
Mineral.
looking.
Stand clear.
She had
the
her
doors are closing.
On, listening to some EDM, as it were, something like that. Some big headphones, sweatshirt. She could pass for normal, but just her association with the group and listening to the music,
kind of roaming around, kind of put her in that category also. And so as I'm leaving, like 1 in the morning, I walk outside and I'm waiting for my coworker because my coworker was late by a couple hours. This white van shows up. It's just like a total stereotype. This creepy, and I can't see who's driving. It actually looks like a former coworker of mine, Nick. But there's no, I mean, that would be the most shocking thing ever if he was driving it. And the two of the girls get in the van, and it's still sitting out in front of them. And it's like, so now I'm thinking this, I was kind of thinking that before, but now I'm really thinking, is this prostitution? And it's like if you're doing something, whether it's drugs or just something, let's call it nefarious, although I don't think drugs are, but you know, other than weed and alcohol and a couple other things, right? Within the pharmaceutical industry, it's illegal, so we can put it in that category. But whatever nefarious thing that you're doing, try to be discreet about it. There was no, like, why not pull up to the, unless they weren't really doing anything, I have no proof of it, but why not pull up to the side of the building? No, and the one girl, oh no, there was a third girl. There was the third girl that I hadn't seen before. So she got in, and all she had like a top on, like a bikini top, and nothing else, and then was wearing pants. Very strange. So I'll keep you updated. I had to tell you about that one.
Please remember to subscribe and hit the dislike button at the bottom of the page.